Yeah, welcome back. Here we are again today. Yeah, I really appreciate you being here with me today. So, what is that? Minor third down, major second up. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at a good morning here. How about you? That brings me back to a really great song from the Yonder Mountain String Band. I don't know. How about a show of hands, those of us who have heard about the Yonder Mountain String Band? Anybody heard about those wild and crazy guys? Here we are tuning. So, oh, yeah, that's right. I have my Martin going. I have a tuner, an A440 tuner, a metronome that keeps 60 beats per minute, and my trusty Page capo, my Page capo. We are at A440. Here's your A440, just in case you need it. You're likely already in tune because you prepare. But if you're not, this is a tuning process for me as well as a warm-up, because I do include tuning in my warm-up, as you know. How about you? Let me just give you a little taste of how about you once we get tuned up. Really cool stuff. One of my old favorite bands, Rambler's Anthem, 30 Days on the Road, and Baby I'll Be Coming Home. Just great stuff. Oh, and we're just about there in tune. Here we go. Turn off the metronome for a second because I know I don't usually do this discovery-based stuff and I just try to stay on track, but don't tie me up and take my time, waiting years, wondering why. I love old songs and what they know. Ask myself what I need, homesick blues and memories. Really cool stuff. You're gonna love it. Check out Yonder Mountain String Band. The singer is the original singer is passed, but you're gonna love the energy of the band. And if you're traveling the road, like I know some of you do, hit some of their older stuff and some of their live concerts, because you will not be disappointed with the roadworthiness. All right, so we'll get going. We're all tuned up, and as you know, I start with the fingers 2 and 3 and 4, then 2 and 3, and then fingers 1 and 2, and the thumb is the median between all of these. It's the the strength giver, the giver of strength. So 1 E and a 2, T E and a bow, and then we were listening to Yonder Mountain along with Willie and Waylon and Three Dog Night, all the way back from all the way through the Alcan and through points uncharted, through the Yukon, through the great Layard River Hot Springs. Don't tell anybody about that place, man. Yeah, really great stuff. But one of those one of those times, I don't know, did I tell you about the, so we partied, well, we didn't party with, but we met, do you know what I mean? By we met with, on one of the the highway turnoffs, there was a bonfire ripping while we're coming out of Whitehorse. We're driving out of Whitehorse thinking, man, this is, I don't know if we're going to make it out of, through this whole passage before the winter hits, and then that's a real concern, I guess, there. But fingers 1 and 2, we're coming out of 2 and 3 on frets 10 and 12. We're coming out of Whitehorse. 1 E end of 2, T E end of foe, and we're driving the old Pathfinder loaded. We're freighted right down with stuff, and you won't get the whole story, but it's good enough. So we met with these guides, these Denali guides, right? We know of a bunch of friends who guide on Denali or McKinley, right? And they all leave in the winter times, summer, and they come out. I guess what were they doing? Big winter. So we were leaving for the winter. I guess there was a pod of guides that were traveling down to Honduras to paddle for the season. I guess it's a paddle season down there. So anyway, we pull in, the bonfire is ripping. Everyone's talking Scottish, and I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but and we survived that night. And the next night, we camped in another, I think it was the Layard River Hot Springs. There was some rural, I guess it's all rural, but it was fingers 1 and 2 on 10 and 12. 1 E end 2, T E end of foe. And one of the guides the next morning, she said, hey, she comes over to we're eating muskox, right? Muskox, I don't know if you ever had muskox. It's an endangered species, right? And but you can eat them, once in a while, I guess, if they're farm raised or something like that. And we happened to run into a place that was doing that. So we had a bacon wrapped muskox breakfast in the skillet, cooked in the bacon fat, and we're chewing on that. Pretty good start. And this Denali guide, she comes over and she says, hey, you want to see my photo book? And I thought, I don't know, really, I guess. It must be pretty majestic, pretty impressive coming out of Denali for the season. And she brings it over. It's I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. Fingers 2 and 4 on 9 and 12. Here we go. We're ripping right through this. 1 E and 2. You know what to do. So off we go. Muskox is getting down the hatch, and she's got it's bound, and it's like this leather-bound, beautiful photo journal. And one of the fat ones with the binders in it, but it's a really expensive one, and it's and she opens it up. It's all black and white, and it's like 5x7s or whatever, just prints, 5x7 prints, and then one per each page. And so there's a picture of a squirrel on the ground, and then I flip the page, and there's another picture of a squirrel on the ground. And then I flip the page, and there's another picture of a squirrel on the ground. It's all black and white, so these little squirrels sort of who were in the, invading the wrong place at the wrong time. Just don't lie. Oh man, I had never seen anything like it. Just a wild brew of wild group of people up there. 1 E and 2. The end of 4 E, and it's a different appearance, different appeal, a different way of living, and it's a raw way of living. So anyway, I thought you might enjoy that quick story. So back to the current event where we are warming up, and think what raised that memory was the old Yonder Mountain String Band. And so Yonder Mountain String Band, they're just a wonderful, wonderful group. And good young energy. A little naivete in there, maybe just fresh sounding. Just really fresh sounding stuff. So enjoy that if you get a chance to listen to them. So here we go. Frets 7 and 12. 1, 2 C, and you know what to, oh, a 1 C and a 2 C and the put in on my shoesies. I don't know if anyone's been practicing the guitar over the span of the day, but hopefully you have been. Have you been working on anything that you are would like to share with the gang here, with me in particular? Any questions for Uncle Jason could always be directed. I can always be reached at growth@jasoncareyguitar.com, my email. So you could reach me there if you'd like. Repertoire up there, friends. Anyway, back to the workout here and the morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm Jason. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. I am here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, warming up with my guitar, and you could be too if you'd like. It's free if you just want a place to hang out and chill, and a place where you can come every day, every weekday morning for the entire year of 2025 and get your workout in. You are more than welcome to join. Okay, more than welcome to hang out. Ask some questions if you like, and we'll take it from there. But I'm going to get right back into the program with fingers 2, 3, and 4 on 10, 11, and 12. And so T, E, and a 4, E, go. There we go. And we're off. Today is a Friday. Track here. Working the breath today a little bit. Every day, I guess. It's an important feature of the warm-up process for me. And, do you ever have days where you feel like it's just not connecting? This is one of those days for me. And I just wanted to share it with you because I'm just... I vowed to be honest so that I can go back and capture all of the, just look at, review in the years to come. Just take a look at what it meant to be a human in 2025, playing the guitar every day. Just a guitar practitioner, just schlepping away the notes, just kind of doing the thing. It's not always emotionally where we're at, but it is professionally where I am at. This is what I do, and so I just wanted to let you know that that even Jason sometimes has connectivity issues. So what is preventing me from doing that, right? So I get storytelling this morning. I got really excited about fingers 1, 2, and 3 on 10, 11, 12. Let's keep going. But I got, you know, sort of off track, and my imagination started running in a different direction. And so now I can see, I can appreciate what exactly it is I'm trying to do here, you know, for not for anyone really other than myself, and those of you or those of us who want to, who just want to receive the benefit of showing up. Show up and play your guitar with me, you know. Show up and play your guitar with me. It's always, it's an open invite. I'm here every weekend, every weekday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as you know. And it's just a really simple warm-up full of, you know, breath. In and out. And once I start really focusing on the breath part of the equation, everything else will fall in line. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. You know, I was just covering what I'm doing here is a morning ritual for guitar growth. I do this for myself every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. And what I'm finding is it helps me to be more connected with my guitaring. And sometimes I feel a little bit off. You know, I feel like it's not really hitting home, it's not really connecting. And I know there are others who can appreciate that feeling. But we continue on. So I'm going to continue with the 3-finger approach. This time we're using non-contiguous finger grouping, fingers 1 and 2 and 4, 9, 10, and 12. Here we go. Yeah, let's do it. And we're off. But breath, really breath for me and posture will help me remind myself what exactly it is I am doing. And what am I doing? Well, right now I'm focusing on connecting with each and every tone that's passing by. It can be a difficult proposition, right? It really can be a difficult process. You know, but I think focusing on breath and focusing on the moment, on the task at hand. So if you were interested in Patanjali, right, if you've read any Patanjali or studied any Patanjalis, like meditation yogas, the Yoga Sutras, you could immediately, if you find yourself being outside of your own like immediate interest zone, if you find yourself thinking about going to the store and buying bread, for example, or whatever else it might be, playing a favorite song, you know, the first thing that Patanjali recommends is to his students and through the Yoga Sutras is to remember your breathing, remember your breath, and then as soon as you're able to refocus on your breathing in and breathing out, that really helps everything come back into place. So we are here for a guitar warm-up, and we'll use fingers 1 and 3 and 4. Now, we're not in a race. 1 E and or 1 C and a 2 C and a putting on my shoesies. But anytime I feel like I've grown to just understand this about my guitar practice, I've grown to appreciate that it's all governed by my breathing. And once in a while, like at the beginning, if you go back to the beginning of this session, because all of my live sessions here in the morning ritual get posted under my live tab to view on demand. So if you see something you do like over the span of this hour-long warm-up, you could always go back and watch the video on demand and see what, just maybe watch that technical part that you didn't quite get during the live session. You can watch it at half speed if you want. That sometimes is helpful for me, and I know that I'm well aware that there are thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of guitar players on, there's guitar advice everywhere on the internet, and then, any old person like me can post any content they want, I'm well aware of all of that, and if you are here, it's time to take a stretch with me now. But if you are here, I really appreciate, what I appreciate about it is, thank you for practicing with me. I'm going to stretch. I thank you for practicing with me. I recommend you practice a stretch too. But I really thank you for practicing your guitar and being a torch bearer as a guitar practitioner. Sharing it by practicing the guitar. Other people witness the guitar practice. Other people witness guitar as a viable method for self-expression, right? And so I just really appreciate what you might be up to over there. So that's important, I think, to share it. If there are kids running around, they're seeing a guitar, they stop and they think, whoa, that's pretty cool. Other adults who have been through an entire profession, who have always wanted to play the guitar but never really got around to it. Maybe just you playing the guitar is an influence to them, and you might be the final straw, and where they place both feet down squarely on the ground and say, by golly, I'm going to start practicing guitar. I'm going to learn the guitar, and it could be all because of you. So, do you need to be here watching this on the internet? I don't think so. Is it something that someone might want to do? Yes. And why might you, if you're just newly coming, I don't know who's watching, who's not, but if you're just newly approaching this video and this stream, I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. And just show up for the guitar warm-up. It's pretty simple. And sometimes I'm likely just to be quiet with you and enjoy the space. Because really, I'm not here to be a singing and dancing monkey. Do you know what I mean? I always loved the sentiment that Miles always used to talk about that. He always used to say, yeah, I'm not your monkey. And he was, I think he viewed himself more like a preacher preaching from the great beyond. Just so many things going on there. There's the green tea with the jasmine in it. Get that posture squared away, and here we go again. Let's go ahead and start up. So I just released a song this week called "The People Still Decide," and I think it's a lot of fun. It's a song that I released on this guitar, and I'm just going to keep going through my morning warm-ups, and you can join me if you'd like. You can see what it is I'm up to. I'm using fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 now. And super chill, don't need to talk a lot, but sometimes I like to talk a little bit about things like, for example, this new song I just released through Pinecone Records, and it's a really good song. It's a relevant song, I feel. It took me a little while to get the melody right and get the guitar parts right, but I feel good enough about it now where it's committed to take at least the first iteration of it. And it's you can watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It's called The People Still Decide, and you can find it The People Still Decide by Jason Carey. It's a release at Pinecone Records USA, so you can find that on the internet. There is sort of a newish label, but they've had some really great talent. Not all of it's sort of on the internet, but it's there's been some really great talent that's been associated with that brand. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you happen to go watch the video, I'd love to know what you think about it. You know, honest critiques too, and it's designed to be sort of it's just designed to be a song that is you know, a little rager, you know. Just get the lead out. So it's 1 E and a 2 fingers, 1, 2, 3, and stretch 4 this time. And we'll use the finger roll, 1 E and a 2. Here we go. And the finger roll is going to come as we move to each new string. That's right. I have some studio session time coming up here today, and I'm just also thinking about what I might play, some of the tones that I might use to accomplish the object. And if you're playing and you're breathing, let's work on removing any notes of tension in your body. Anywhere you can identify tension happening in your body, let's just go ahead and actively release that tension. Not a tension, but tension. And you've probably read Kenny Werner's book, Effortless Mastery, right? It's a book that, you know, I think you might appreciate. We'll do the kickstand now. Here we are. Position 9, we'll throw that first finger back, and 8, 10, 11, and 12. Right? Good. Wait for you to be ready, and just kind of, we're not in a rush, you know, we're just getting through. The warm-up is more about, it's closely related to quantity and connectivity. 1, 2, I'm going to really consider my picking sound here. How does my pick sound? Does it sound scrapey, squeaky, plasticky? There it is. If I angle my pick in different directions, I can receive different benefits. This pick is clearly made to be operating at about a 7 or 8 degree angle. And I think, you know, your pick probably has optimal angles where it can be used to produce, you know, an optimal tone on your guitar right now, this very moment, I would also consider experimenting with pick tone, right? Just, it's the angle, and all I mean is just the angling forward or reverse angle, and then you also have the possibility of forward and reverse angles here. So as we go through the picking sequence, it's kind of like a sewing machine or a ballet dancer. And then you have a really nice sort of, then you have the forward and then reverse, and then the forward and reverse, and then you have the forward and the reverse. Forward goes forward slant, reverse angle goes up slant, forward, reverse. So it's a really, really dynamic approach with the pick, if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be, but if you wanted to focus on, tone, you could do that. I'm just saying. So here's another. We're already through 1, 2, 3, 4 in the stretches. Let's go ahead and use minor pentatonic. We'll go through the pentatonic system. I'm going to try this with just one attack per string for most of what I'm doing, because I want to build up the hammer-on and the pull-off. I don't want the pull-off to be louder than what I actually used as a pluck. I want to balance those so that it sounds like I'm plucking both of the strings equally, right? So here's the exercise. This is going to be 4 attacks per beat, and you're noticing what you're going to notice about my right hand, my picking hand, your picking hand. I'm going to make a recommendation to myself, and you take it or leave it if you like. But I'm making a recommendation that I play very, a steady approach with my right hand. I'm not here. You can see the low E string, and typically what happens is we load the string, and then there's all kinds of this energy that gets stored here, and then as soon as we go through the string, we fall through to the next string, or we come up through to the next string. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is provide complete control of the picking experience. So as I go through the low E string, I'm not changing my rate of speed to get through the string set at all. And you're seeing that happen here where I'm just going slowly enough to calculate. I want to arrive at the next picking destination as my fingers become ready and available to reach that new destination. So I'm talking about further enhancing my feeling of connectivity. We've been talking about connectivity today with the guitar, and how I've been absent from feeling connected with my guitar today, which happens, but I'm going to work on continuing to correct that. So here's the minor pentatonic. You should witness a very controlled picking hand that is moving relatively slowly compared to the speed at which the fret hand appears to be moving. even better because I really need the focus. Great place for a stretch before we proceed on to the next one. So I can feel it in my picking hand wrist. So I'll start here first. This is causing my picking hand wrist to just be tight, you know, through the whole process. So what I need to do is just loosen up this picking hand first. We're going to get right back at it. But I just need to stretch these fingers and this arm first, because the type of exercise or the warm-up that I'm doing right now is fairly demanding for the tissue, and I just wanted to note that and be observant of proper maintenance and care so that my system can feel really good and refreshed all the time. Yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. Just stretching it out, coming right back to this hammer-on and pull-up exercise. If you have been working on hammer-ons and pull-ups, this is a great opportunity for you maybe to just jump on, grab your guitar, and if you're here, smash that like button. Or it's a big favor for me, certainly appreciate it. But even more appreciated would be grab your guitar and join me for this exercise. This exercise is designed to, we'll use pentatonic mode too, so we'll use the major pentatonic shape right here, and it's just 4 attacks per beat. But this time I'm only using 1 pick or 1 pluck or 1 attack per string, focusing on hammer-ons and pull-ups and continuity of tone, clarity of tone. And why not smile while we do this, you know? This stuff can seem a little bit intimidating, so if you want to come back, I'm about 40 minutes in, so you could go back to this video under my live tab and watch it sort of on demand, half the speed if you want. You can see where this is going. This is designed to be, help us with legato type playing and slurring and just sounding more smooth, and our delivery will be thanking us. We'll, over the next few days or weeks, we'll definitely feel the benefits of this type of exercising. All right, so the next shape is 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, stretch 4, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. But because I'm using 2 attacks per string, I'm probably going to, instead of picking this, I'll do all of that slur exercising with this pattern, but I wanted to relocate that 4th finger down here to finger 1, stretching back. So that I can maintain the same picking sequence. right. And unfortunately, there's no other solution for me to get through the comfortability zone on this. So anyway, if you're still here, I really appreciate you being here. But, this is what it is. It's just literally a warm-up on the guitar. And, if you're not a guitarist, then you don't really need to be here, right? But if you are a guitarist, or if you're an aspiring guitarist, it could be a good fit for you. It could be a good place for you. So we're starting with the next pattern of minor pentatonicism. It's or pentatonicism. We're starting with 1 4 1 3 1 4 1 4 1 3 1 3 2 4 1 4. And it doesn't always have to be perfect, but we should strive for perfection, right? You know that. And let's take a look at one more pattern. 2 4 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 4 2 4. We'll go ahead and start there. We're using hammers and pulls to continue improving our technical approach. Paying careful attention to what is going on with the picking hand sequencing. Let me just take a run through that one with 16th note triplets. So we'll go ahead and give it a stretch here. I think that kind of thing is really where you were doing some building during this warm-up sequence. But we'll come right back down to just chilling out, getting a good quality stretch and a good quality breath in there. I'm confirming that my back is straight, my belly button is straight and tucked in there. Important stuff. If you do like this guitar, I just wanted to let you know that I do feature this guitar in my morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm going to work, if you're sticking around, I'm going to work on some G runs this morning as my way to transition from warm-up type thing to powering up my practice type thing. So let's go ahead and stick around. There might be something coming up that you can relate to or that you enjoy. And yeah, this is good right here. Yeah, this is good. I'm going to take just a quick breather here. I wanted to just get some more of this tea going and give you a chance to enjoy yourself, just stretch out a little bit. Just to enjoy the time you're taking for yourself. Just being mindful of what's going on here. All right, so it's really easy. I don't know what it is about that little lick that just gets, it's like stepping on the gas, you know. So we have to repeat that 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1 a couple of times. So it's 1, 2, 1 E and a 2 E and a da. All right, we're counting it 4 attacks per beat. So 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2. That makes it whole, right? 4 beat pattern. But I'm always using down, down, up, down, up, down. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Trying to play those 2 notes, those open, that fret 5 on the G string, D string, the G note, and the open G strings together can really make a difference, you know. That little bit of tension that shows up in the beginning before we start doing the fifths. Sounds like this is lava bubbling up out of the ground to me. Like if you get that snap and pop out of your guitar, this guitar does a great job with that. That snap and pop, you know, it does as good a job as many other guitars. So it's really fun. I start here with, I'm just looking for 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E, and I need one whole bar approach to whether it's ascending up to or descending down to this, that calling, that where we're pressing on the gas. I just need to know 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and then something like that. And then maybe we only need E and a 1. Maybe we only need to get, you know, 1 and a 2 E and a T E and a 4. Somehow E and a E and a. kinds of ways that we can sort of work around that little lick and get back into and away from it. So now let's move between some borrowed chords. So I need, what is it, 4 beats, so need to get down there a little faster. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a somewhere something like more closely related to that. That lower neighboring tone, then we can come right back to that. So let's take a look at a more simplified approach. So there's a lot of that sort of living around the G chord, right? And one of the reasons I think why we all love the G chord so much is that it opens up all of these open strings. We covered this a little yesterday in yesterday's session, and there's this, I'll play one note, and then you hear all of those other sympathetic tones ringing, right? Listen to it. But then, you know, you play an E flat, and there's some really weird overtonal stuff going on there, you know. You can hear all of these beautiful overtones kind of ringing and singing because of the open strings and the top, and there are a lot of variables here, but the basic thing that's not a variable, the constant, is this little rig right here, this rigging. So it's that fret 5 on the D string, open G, and then fret 3 on the B string. So we have a G, and a D. Yes, we do. The licks and make it or not, and that doesn't matter. You try it again and you get it, you know what I mean? It's just like trying to figure out timing and where you can go and where you can't go. You know, if you live in Boston, you know where you can and can't go at what times of day, you know. all the while, I'm just still thinking about how to get back to the, how to plug back into that, or how to plug back into this. And then it turns into something else. But anyway, along the way, I hope you have some fun. I hope you break out, and that's definitely sort of transitioning into the practice world for me. So I'll let you go there. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you stay connected with your guitar and your important people in your life. All right, out for now. We'll see you again tomorrow morning if you choose to join me. Until we meet again, happy picking, friend. We'll see you soon.